Hello investors and welcome to my YouTube channel where I study the best investors and businesses from around the world. In this week's video, we'll go over the story of TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone who hasn't heard of TikTok, or at the very least, hasn't used it. Over the last couple of years, the addictive and controversial video sharing app has made headline after headline, despite the fact that it is one of the more recent social networks and that it has faced significant obstacles, including threats of being banned in the United States. TikTok has experienced the fastest growth of any platform in history. TikTok's meteoric rise has propelled it to become one of the most popular social media platforms, particularly among younger audiences, and has cemented its place in the cultural zeitgeist as a result. In this week's video, we'll talk about these 5 parts to cover TikTok. Part number 1, the rise of TikTok and understanding its parent company, ByteDance. Part number 2, TikTok, YouTube built for mobile. Part number 3, TikTok's expansion strategy. Part number 4, new products. Part number 5, what will TikTok do next? So let's get started. Part number 1, the rise of TikTok and understanding its parent company, ByteDance. TikTok has become the best platform to create and consume short videos. It rode the wave of AirPods and audio memes, over 1 billion DAUs, or daily active users, and is likely worth 200 billion. This would make it not only the world's most valuable startup, but one of the world's most valuable companies, period. ByteDance is arguably Google's most serious competitor. At a scale larger than any other digital advertising company, it reaches consumers in the 2 largest middle classes in the world, China and in the US. Like its Chinese counterparts, it has seen success with monetization models beyond just advertising, which US-based competitors continue to struggle with. The company was founded by CEO Zhang Yiming, son of civil workers in the southeastern city of Longyan. He studied microelectronics and software engineering at Nankai University. ByteDance's first product, Jinri Taotiao, today's headlines, launched in August of 2012. It's basically the Chinese version of Facebook's newsfeed, with node content from friends and hyper-targeted content and ads. The platform peaked in mid-2018 at around 200 million DAUs, using it for an average 74 minutes per day. For comparison, that's nearly twice as long as Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. According to reports, Zhang had the idea in 2008 when he was still running the social site HiNi.com with Wang Xing, who founded Meituan. After HiNi, Zhang founded multiple other companies. He was CTO of online travel booking provider Qiaozhen, CEO of China's Twitter, Fanfao, and CEO of 99Fang, a real estate listing portal that reached 1.5 million users. When Taotiao launched, China's mobile news market was dominated by censored, state-controlled media and web portals like Sina and Xiaohu, which only provided lengthy, boring text written and optimized for desktop users. Taotiao's initial product completely reformatted Chinese web-based media for mobile devices. Taotiao was initially seeded through Weibo influencers and later used aggressive push notifications which frequently pushed users to share content, helping it grow to 10 million users in just 90 days. New users could log in to their Sina or Weibo account, which Taotiao scraped for initial interest and friends. It then used each user's individual usage data to provide the most relevant content possible for each user, which got users to an 80% read rate on each article in less than 1 day. The targeted content was all instant and free, compared to what human editors could do, and it gave Taotiao a 10x better product at a 10x lower cost. Traditional media companies hated Taotiao, so the company was in constant legal disputes. It claimed it was hard to attribute original sources of any particular story, and that many sites crashed the app due to bad formatting on mobile devices. Taotiao eventually let users bounce to outside sites, but it continued to make up the majority of publishers' traffic. In 2014, Weibo's traffic started declining, and it invested in Taotiao's 100 million Series C round in exchange for guaranteed traffic. Taotiao soon convinced publishers and curators to create content directly inside the app in exchange for a revenue share. The majority of the read time on Taotiao quickly shifted to partner-contributed content. Taotiao's content targeting gave its contributors a large, more relevant audience much faster than any other platform. This further incentivized contributors, publishing the platform up to 1.2 million users by 2017. State-controlled entities embraced Taotiao because they did not need followers to distribute public statements or updates. Tencent, Alibaba, Baidu, and many startups eventually launched similar new products, but Taotiao's high-margin business model helped creators quickly monetize their content and keep most contributing directly to Taotiao. Over time, Taotiao added other relevant features to their app, including friends articles, sharing pictures, job listings, fitness, music, podcast apps, live-streamed shows, interactive Q&A channels, and even Zhengyao, a platform for full-length movies. Following other Chinese tech giants, Taotiao introduced its own mini-programs in 2018, which allowed developers to build app-like programs within Taotiao. This introduced third-party delivery for restaurants, groceries, and pharmacies. Taotiao also had a culture of quickly shipping new apps and then shutting them down if they didn't take off within 2 months. Most importantly, Taotiao incorporated video all over the app. Similar to Facebook, this allowed it to insert better, more enticing ads. Taotiao initially went after big brands just starting to invest in mobile ads. The brands were convinced that Taotiao's hyper-targeted ads would make their companies skyrocket. Turns out, they were right. The targeting worked so well that by July of 2019, data-driven marketing companies were spending 85% of their ad budgets on ByteDance properties. Taotiao's reach with Chinese consumers and ability to hyper-target video ads propelled ByteDance to an estimated 16 to 20 billion in revenue by 2019. That's more than twice Google in its 8th year. In September of 2016, ByteDance used its core recommendation algorithm and the distribution it had built up with the Chinese users and advertisers to launch TikTok and its completely separate Chinese counterpart, Douyin. These apps exploded, expanding ByteDance's video industry and also its product interface and variety of users. However, by 2018, it became evident that Taotiao had reached its peak, and ByteDance's future growth would need to come from new products. Part number 2. TikTok, YouTube built for mobile. It's hard to argue with TikTok's success. It had over 1.5 billion MAUs, or monthly active users, in June of 2019. And TikTok in 2022 has 74 million users in the US alone. Besides a ruthlessly executed growth strategy, it used a few specific UI decisions to become a global phenomenon. TikTok's key feature is the For You page, which takes up the entire screen and starts playing immediately, sucking users into the app. When the app is downloaded, there is one-screen onboarding and no login is required as it creates shadow profiles based on device ID. Users don't actually have to create accounts. Every video loops by default, and users swipe up and down to navigate endless streams of videos, sideways to jump into a creator's profile, or for more content, or you just tap one of the multiple small buttons around the edge of the screen. Just like Tautio's TikTok uses app behavior to quickly build each user a data profile, other digital media companies serve content using algorithms, but their mobile products are still based on feeds built for desktop. Large portions of the valuable limited screen space on a mobile is wasted. Here's a comparison of 3 different core use cases. Most people are likely to watch a video or engage with an ad if it takes up the entire screen. On WeChat, they only use 16% of the screen. Instagram uses only 31%, and TikTok uses 100% of the screen. Purely entertaining, bite-sized content may stay relevant on the TikTok algorithm for years, and videos can easily be shared between countries and even languages, making the platform even more useful to more and more people. Short-form video reduces the friction of both creation and consumption. Most TikTok videos are produced by the creator alone, and many post multiple videos per day. A ByteDance advertiser deck from 2018 claims that 34% of US users make content daily. Editing content themselves also puts TikTok creators much closer to the action. They must constantly consume the product themselves to understand the nuance of the community. It's easy to see that the younger mobile-first creators on TikTok are more motivated and innovative than their older predecessors on YouTube. From a consumption perspective, an experience of entirely short content makes it much easier to open the app. Each dopamine hit happens fast and very often. All videos replay by default, which often leads to multiple rewatches. This quickly gathered data trains each user's algorithm very fast. Training users to actively sit through full videos makes them more receptive to ads, and TikTok's bite-sized content provides frequent, natural ad breaks, keeping users interested. YouTube, TikTok's closest competitor, is optimized for large screens, and it's simply not competing on the same playing field. The speed of atomic content consumption on TikTok is unparalleled. Other platforms didn't take advantage of screen usage when they could have, so they are still lagging behind. TikTok is the largest social media company that's algorithm doesn't rely on popularity to recommend content. Facebook had a growth mantra of 7 friends in 10 days. That made the product sticky for new users, but TikTok doesn't require any friends, followers, or even an account. The hyper-personalized algorithm recommends content based on thousands of objects and tags analyzed in each individual video, along with an individual user's view history. A16Z partner Connie Chan called TikTok the first mainstream consumer app where artificial intelligence is the product. This antisocial approach may have more staying power than traditional models that suffer from context collapse, where the value of the product eventually goes down as users add too many friends. By default, TikTok separates young users from their parents as the user base matures. The switch to non-chronological feeds allowed Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to smoothly transition into boosted and sponsored posts. But TikTok will have no chronological component whatsoever from the very first moment it turns on self-serve programmatic advertising. Part number 3, TikTok's expansion strategy. TikTok used a very deliberate expansion strategy in each new market. To start, it created the best tool to edit short videos on mobile devices. This included easy clipping and scrubbing, a variety of filters, and a large library of music. Initially, many creators used it to post on other platforms. TikTok forces videos to be posted in order to export them, and also inserts a watermark on every exported video. Influencers on Weibo, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter all drove traffic back to Douyin and TikTok, whether they realized it or not. Many creators who initially used it as an editing tool would deliberately start posting more when they noticed fans started following and interacting with them on the app. Additionally, it made creators first-class citizens, giving them full-service support that included weekly content suggestion emails, one-on-one demos with TikTok staff, and live in-person events to create a community and encourage collaboration. It went after each market's biggest social influencers and quickly built them social capital on the app. In the early days, everyone on its operations team was tasked with roping in influencers. ByteDance partnered with paid celebrities to see Douyin with content in China. One early partnership was with Baidu-backed streaming service IQIYI, where Douyin curated audition videos for China's first hip-hop talent show, growing DAUs from 290K to 1.73 million between April and July of 2017. A partnership on a Michael Kors catwalk event in mid-2017 led to another spurt of user growth. It is speculated that both Douyin and TikTok ripped and re-uploaded popular videos from other platforms to seed themselves with interesting content. However, some believe these were independent creators growing an audience. Finally, buying musical.ly or Musical.ly for $1 billion allowed ByteDance to enter North America and Europe by acquiring all its users. Deliberate product decisions compounded this process, and extremely short videos, algorithmic discovery on the FYP, the muted importance of a follower graph, cross-platform posting, promotion by influencers, and constant traffic into the app via heavy marketing eventually allowed TikTok to deliberately control the allocation of social capital across the network to its most talented creators, both new and old. In business, superior distribution, reach with customers, users, etc., usually wins in the long run. A common way to beat a competitor with a distribution advantage is to build a better product that eventually surpasses their distribution. Despite fewer users, the product decisions above gave new TikTok creators instant distribution advantages over existing platforms. On TikTok, the best videos could instantly reach the entire user base. TikTok also localized the content and creation tools for each market. Eventually, content in markets got so good that local influencer agencies began frequently scouting on TikTok, making it the best platform for creators. TikTok also allowed comments to be read in the bottom half of the screen while videos played. This encouraged more audience interaction with creators, participation with each other, and lots of inside jokes that spurred future content creation. TikTok also aggressively promoted sharing of content. After 2 loops of a video, the share icon lights up, which pops up an internal and external share page that takes up half the screen. TikTok is optimized for the mobile web, and users get sucked into video they receive from a friend, even if they don't have the app. These off-platform shares between friends allowed the site to start building both data profiles and a friend graph for any future social products based on device ID. In order to grow more quickly, ByteDance flooded the world with marketing. It reportedly spent $3 million per day on user acquisition and PR throughout 2018 and 2019. They beat short video competitors in each market by simply outspending them. TikTok spent over $300 million on Google Ads in 2018 and $10 million per month in India alone. The Q1 of 2019, 13% of all ads seen by users of Facebook's Android app were for TikTok. Apptopia At the beginning of the ad blitz in September of 2018, 22% of all ads seen on Facebook's properties by Apple devices in the US were for TikTok. At first, TikTok's 30-day retention of new users in the US was as low as 10%. This was likely due to targeting such a broad audience with content very similar to Musical.ly and Vine. Retention improved over time and has hovered between 28 and 40% since early 2019. Even as early users churned, the massive flood of traffic gave TikTok views and social capital to allocate to new creators that were just joining the platform. ByteDance gets lots of criticism for spending so much on ads, but it's worth resurfacing Elad Gil's 2010 reminder that sometimes it's worth spending money to kickstart a valuable network. Facebook used a similar strategy with Instagram by favoring it in the feed, which helped it quickly convert new users. About 50 to 75% of Instagram downloads ultimately came from Facebook in the years following the acquisition. ByteDance didn't have Facebook, but it did have over $7 billion in high-margin advertising revenue from one of the fastest-growing businesses of all time. This allowed it to raise an additional $3 billion from SoftBank's Vision Fund that let it play by similar rules. As the growth of legacy platforms plateaued, TikTok's exploding user base and time spent in the app allows it to continue strategically allocating social capital. TikTok has clearly eaten into Instagram's download, and the monthly reach in the US shown in Instagram's ad platform was flat in the US between January of 2019 and April of 2020. The most valuable market in the world during a time most of the population was stuck inside. Investors and marketers haven't been too spooked by Facebook and Instagram's user struggles yet, but they will. App Annie data shows US users spend more time in aggregate on TikTok than Instagram, with a user base half the size. And reported time spent by Chinese users the first week of February was up 130% from the weekly average in 2019. Comscore reports the total time spent on TikTok in the US increased 93% between October of 2019 and March of 2020, and 50% within the app specifically. While Comscore usually underreports metrics on mobile, they're directionally correct by showing that total time spent on TikTok by US users has nearly doubled in the last 6 months. TikTok's download also accelerated significantly in Q1 of 2020 for its best quarter ever. This was presumably with much less ad spending, proving that its strategy of smothering the world in marketing to kickstart the network worked. TikTok very quickly launched ahead of YouTube in social relevance. VidCon 2019, traditionally focused on YouTube influencers, was dominated by TikTok stars. Video as a format has existed for a century, and it's arguably the most intimate storytelling medium invented by humans. Despite the enormous success of YouTube, horizontal video is built for desktop and TV, and most YouTube creators don't edit their videos on mobile. There was always a hole in the market for a mobile-first vertical bite-sized video product. This was made apparent by the success of Snapchat and Instagram stories. Memes or iterations of shared cultural beliefs/behaviors have become the default way many young people communicate and even consume news. Typically, the more iterations to a meme, the more momentum it gets. Full subreddits have emerged to predict the velocity of new memes. Instagram disclosed memes are shared 7 times more often than non-meme posts. Until recently, memes were mostly images with iterations of text. They were created with a keyboard and a mouse. TikTok rode 2 trends to dominate the past 2 years: memes, and AirPods. Initially, Musical.ly's lip syncing use case still dominated the app post rebrand, and most new users who saw it as a joke rebelled. By mid 2018, the app felt very similar to Vine, and most videos were ironic jokes. In a stark contrast to the millennial perfection of Instagram, irony became the language of Gen Z, and TikTok was built for it. Vine users often remade popular videos, and TikTok lip syncing tools made it simple to do. TikTok's UI lets users search for other videos with the same audio, something no other platform allows except Vine, which did briefly before shutting down. As TikTok was ramping up in the US, AirPods were proliferating. Apple sold 16 million in 2017, and 35 million or 60 million and 100 million were shipped in each of the next 3 years. There was a captive audience of early AirPod adopters ready to consume memes that required audio at any time of the day. These new audio memes are very popular. Sticking with Musical.ly's root in music, many of the top memes on TikTok were built on songs. Old Town Road by Lil Nas X was the most successful of them all, taking over TikTok for months and breaking the record for the most time at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 17 weeks. Similar to memes, most of the most successful musicians rely on remixes sampling other songs and features from other artists, something TikTok made easy. TikTok quickly laddered from lip syncing to memes to many other types of content: comedy, how-tos, art, and other similar things. Expanding the content broadens the user base. It also expands the interest graph it can build for users. This is crucial as it starts targeting users with other ByteDance products. Part number 4, new products. Just like in China, ByteDance will leverage the AI capabilities, content, and user base of TikTok to launch other products around the world. Its pace of employee hiring reflects this ambitious strategy. This fits into Ilad Gil's product to distribution philosophy: build the best product on the market, grow the user base aggressively to create a direct relationship with the network of users, and then use that network to launch new products. Facebook is a classic example of this with both Instagram and Messenger. Google has done the same with search, YouTube, email, etc., and compounded that with Android. In TikTok's case, layering on more content types over the past 2 years and expanding the scope of its interest graph is just the start. We could think of TikTok as not only a data collection and ad delivery vehicle, but also a funnel used to push users towards other products. Starting in mid-2019, Douyin began allowing some creators to upload long-form videos, allowing content to be up to 15 minutes long. YouTube's biggest stars were initially seeded by Vine, and some are now coming from TikTok. It feels inevitable that TikTok launches products that prevent this leakage. ByteDance operates Zhangyao Video, or Watermelon Video, in China. It's a Netflix-like product for watching full-length movies, used for an average of 70 minutes per day by 55 million DAUs. Netflix's ability to buy content it knows users will watch is a huge advantage, and it's likely ByteDance uses TikTok behavior to nudge users into similar long-form content. Zhangyao recently started licensing content from BBC, PBS, and kids publisher Moonbug. Most recently, ByteDance hired a very successful ex-head of Disney Plus as its new COO, or COO of TikTok. ByteDance is positioning to do a lot in long-form video over the next few years. Like Spotify playlist, TikTok memes drive which songs hit the top of the charts. As a result, some songs now release on TikTok before streaming services. ByteDance recently launched its own music streaming app, Resso, in India, Indonesia, and Brazil. It combines the UIs of TikTok and Spotify with the spirit of YouTube. The app borrows TikTok's swiping UI and emphasizes commenting, creating, and sharing content within the app. It's also possible users will be able to post directly to TikTok through the app. Lyrics are prominent, which is extremely important as it helps TikTokers understand the songs/memes as they get stuck in their heads. It's not far-fetched to think that TikTok knows exactly what music users like, nor that they could tap into Resso and listen to a song they just heard several times on the TikTok feed. Analysts project China's karaoke/live streaming industry, which made up to 72%, $2.6 billion of Tencent's music revenue in 2019, will hit $19 billion by 2023. ByteDance's music product may incorporate live karaoke and growth loops within TikTok, as well as undercut competitors like Spotify, Apple, WeSing, and Konggu on price as it launches around the world. Resso also gives ByteDance better control of point-of-stream data and monetization, and it could tie this with TikTok performance. ByteDance has been very vocal about entering gaming. It has brought multiple game publishers over the past 2 years, and its gaming division now has over 1,000 employees. 3 of the top 5 mobile games in China during the 2020 Chinese Lunar New Year were from ByteDance. It's first launched in Japan. The platform spent nearly a week at the top of the App Store. Consumers spent $86 billion globally on mobile games in 2019, and 63 of the top 100 Chinese mobile gaming ad spenders in 2019 reportedly spent over half of their marketing budgets on Taotiao. It has an opportunity to vertically integrate and eat the enterprise value of its largest gaming advertisers. ByteDance could even go a step further than Tencent in-app purchases model to incorporate in-game ads with its existing self-serve ad network, or even open up a third-party ad network to other game publishers. Many Chinese tech companies see fintech as the holy grail of monetization. ByteDance appears no different. It's rolled out various forms of consumer and business loans, insurance products, and wealth management products over 23 million users. It's still early, but ByteDance will likely leverage its distribution with billions of users around the world. It's also experimenting with things like payments and mobile wallet. Education is a massive priority for ByteDance and recently announced plans to hire over 10,000 new employees for education initiatives. That's 1/3 of all 2019 new hires. It's unclear exactly what success will look like here, but the last rumors include hardware products for institutions and AI-based tutor, a tutoring portal, and a consumer product for paid courses. None of its historical pushes into education have caught on. GoGoKid, which matched Chinese students with English teachers abroad, was an early foray into education, but struggled to gain traction. Chen Lin, one of the earliest employees and ex-head of Taotiao, was recently put in charge of finding the next 100 million DAU product, which is speculated to be in either education or messaging. Tencent has a history of blocking competitive products from both WeChat and its Android App Store. Yingyou Bao, this happened to ByteDance's Snapchat-like messaging app, Daoshan, after it hit 5 million downloads in 1 month. It's also experimenting with FlipChat, a Reddit-like newsfeed-based group chat app that also supports payments, car hailing, and food delivery. Figuring out a messaging product has always appeared to be high on priority. ByteDance could see the most success in messaging through Douyin and TikTok, As 51% of Douyin users frequently share videos, TikTok has started nudging US users to use in-app messaging, and Douyin has experimented with a connection feature that matches strangers to play games together. ByteDance will likely continue putting pressure on Facebook and Twitter by experimenting with feed-based news products. This includes Top Buzz and New Republic in Western markets, Baibi in Indonesia, and a hybrid feed/TikTok-like product called Hello in India. ByteDance invested in Daily Hunt in India and tried to buy Reddit in 2016, although it's doubtful that ByteDance will see much success here for a while due to the competition, but it might ultimately get into this space through a large acquisition. In 2002, ByteDance launched an enterprise software product called Faishu, or Lark. The team had over 1.1 thousand employees at the beginning of 2020. It combines email, chat, video call, calendar, and cloud document storage, borrowing from US products like Slack, Microsoft Teams, and Google Suite. Most large enterprise software in China is owned by the Chinese tech giants, and many companies eventually build tools internally for fear of giving up access to their data. Similarly, Lark was first built for internal use. ByteDance has stated that rather than targeting China as Lark's initial market, they will be targeting the US, Europe, and Japan. Its key differentiators of translating all communication into the reader's native language, easy coordination across time zones, and expense reimbursement hint that the company is targeting large enterprise customers that operate globally. ByteDance started opening data centers in India and the US in 2019. This may be strictly for internal purposes, but it's possible that they plan to launch a cloud hosting service. ByteDance acquired TerraArk in 2019, which allows databases to run 200 times faster by reading compressed data at half the cost. If they launch an external service, they would not only have faster processing, but access to some of ByteDance's AI tech. A cloud service combined with enterprise software/hardware, just like Microsoft's approach of bundling multiple products and selling them top-down through the C-suite, could do great things for the company. Outside of China, we may see other products from ByteDance, including live streaming, search traditional e-commerce, ebooks, and other various social products. Search would boost ad inventory and build a search plus YouTube intent loop similar to Google. Web browsers launched off links out of TikTok profiles, as well as a podcast for audio products seeded by TikTok creators, could be an interesting way to pull in more users and raise the time spent on the app for individual users. In 2019, ByteDance launched a low-end Android handset in China. It comes preloaded with basic apps and possibly the first iteration of ByteDance AI-first operating system. On top of hardware revenue, this provides an additional distribution channel for the phone's apps. Its mini programs in China work on both Taotiao and Douyin, and it's possible they're also built to run on ByteDance OS. Part number 5. What will TikTok do next? ByteDance, the Chinese company behind the popular app TikTok, and its domestic counterpart Douyin, experienced a significant shift as a result of the merger. One of ByteDance's most well-known characteristics is its flat hierarchy. Any employee, regardless of their position, has long been able to communicate directly with founders Yang Yiming via Lark, the company's version of Slack. However, the company was beginning to create silos and more formal structures for its business. Within ByteDance, it was announced that 6 new units would be established, covering the Chinese and international versions of the company's short-form video apps. An online learning arm, Lark, a workplace collaboration tool, Nuverse, a game development unit, and Byte Plus, a business-to-business enterprise unit that would sell white-labeled versions of ByteDance's proprietary algorithms. Individual units had been operating in a disjointed business structure with a jumbled reporting structure prior to the reorganization. Despite a challenging year of regulatory intervention, both domestically and internationally, the company is expected to post healthy revenue growth of 60% this year. With 1 billion users outside of China, TikTok has recently reached a new milestone, and the company is continuing to soar. It's possible that the reasons for this are rooted in ByteDance's ambitions to become known for more than just its video sharing services. The company wants to be as indispensable to internet users in future as Facebook has become today. TikTok was the first non-Facebook app to reach 3 billion downloads worldwide, and it is estimated that more than 1 in every 4 Brits and 1 in every 3 Americans uses it on a monthly basis. However, it is only a small part of ByteDance's overall business, and its hold on us may only be the beginning of its influence. It is a little-known fact that the parent company of the all-conquering short-form video app is a behemoth when its sights are set on capturing our attention at work and at school, as well as during our leisure activities, such as listening to music or playing video games. At the moment, the majority of ByteDance's revenue comes from its Chinese apps, the most notable of which are Douyin and Taotiao. A news aggregator app, however, this could change as ByteDance attempts to more explicitly cash in on its billion-strong TikTok user base by introducing e-commerce and increasing ad revenue from the app, both of which are currently in development. TikTok will likely open up its self-serve ad manager, which looks to perform on par with other programmatic channels. This would make it the only self-serve platform for both the US and China. TikTok may even start providing brand and creator AI-generated content recommendations, such as what effects to use, changes to make to a video, or what content to produce altogether. TikTok will also likely double down on AR camera effects, and may even open its camera and effects to developers. Considering other products in the pipeline, we may eventually see a cross-product creator tool that combines ByteDance's entire ecosystem, posting videos, music, e-commerce, podcasting, analytics, and financing. ByteDance has already consolidated the backend in China, allowing creators to use Douyin as a distribution channel for multiple products. Oh, and if you made it this far in the video, congratulations. As a gift, I'd like to tell you about this channel's TikTok account that we recently opened up. Although it's not as cool as the current hottest trends on TikTok, it does have a lot of fantastic quotes and clips from Munger, Buffett, Pabrai, and several awesome investors and entrepreneurs. Thank you for watching this video entirely till the end. Nothing helps me out more than y'all sticking it out until the end, so please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue to make videos like this for you to enjoy.